I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Let's go. World's Most Dangerous Podcast. Bebop in the building. What's good? It was going bar for bar. Shouts out to the fans, man. Let's get it.
Yo. F to the R to the S to the H to the O to the U to the T. That fresh out.
What up?
Man, get your side chick. Let's go.
Stop.
Get the side chick, man. Put the kids to bed, man. We in the building today, man. What's good? Bebop P's in the building. What's going down?
Hey, man, got the perp in the back and representation of our guy Cameron. Shout out to J Camp. Definitely be safe, brother. You and your family.
Yes,
with
sir.
the hurricane in, as well as everybody else out in that, in that area. And a peace to LB the Podfather. Go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And go ahead and get ready for what we have in store at the world's most dangerous podcast, Rap City No Basement, Iceberg. What's good, man?
Man. Again, man, shout out to all my Florida people, man. You know what I'm saying? This one hits home, man. It's gonna get uglier. So again, man, just shout out to everybody. Make sure everybody's cool, safe.
Absolutely.
Miami, man, Tampa, you know how it goes down. All my people, man, Boca, you know how it goes down. Again, J Camp, please stay safe. My guy Rome, our guy Rome, please stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Again, everybody just be cool down there. You know what I'm saying? All my people in Cuba, PR, man, just be. Everybody's kind of getting over some stuff, and even PRs are getting their electricity back. Shout out to my man Sock, man, down there. So it's crazy. And like I said, shout out to Nino, man.
Man.
Yeah, Coolio just passed,
Nino.
man. 59 years old, man.
Sure
we just
did.
got off the joint, man. It's crazy.
Man.
Like I said, man, it's just crazy, man. Again, Coolio's just one of those guys, man, that just he killed the 90s, man. He was that dude.
Oh,
man,
he did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was really going hard in the paint, man. So, shout out to Coolio, man. Shout out to Nino Bass, man, holding it down like always, man.
Shout out.
Man, what's crazy, man, is like 30, man, for us is middle age, man. That's crazy.
Ain't that something, Mo? Ain't that something, man?
You know what I'm saying? So
back then it was just a different dynamic, it seemed, but now it's
shout out to Power 600, man. You know what I'm saying?
600, what up, bro?
And this is why, man, real talk, man. If you here with us tonight, man, if you here do your thing, man, you blessed. Real talk, man. Life is the blessing, man. So again,
it is.
Shout out to Coolio, his family, man. Just been a rough week, man. You know what I'm saying?
It
has.
But
that's why you come over here, man. Decompress, man. Kind of cool out. We're gonna talk some hip hop. We're gonna talk a whole bunch of dope stuff tonight, man. It's gonna be cool, man. Oh yeah, that Keenan Kell, you know what I'm saying? Things gonna be the same without Coolio. Yeah. We showing our age a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But other than that, just
man.
Gangsta's Paradise, man.
Shoot, man.
What's the one joint that he had? Come along, get right on fantasy boys. You know what I'm saying? Ride, slip and slide.
Yeah.
That's why I pack my. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, like I said, shout out, man. Coolio, man, definitely, man. Definitely one of my childhood dudes. Man.
Oh yeah, and he wasn't just some one-hit wonder type cat that he just did a few songs, one album. That was that, man. He had about 7 or 8 projects all the way through like 2009, I want to say, from 94, man. And like Iceberg said, he was in large part the 90s. I mean, he ran the charts. He ran it. When it came to the greatest hits, he was on not only the charts, ABC, on at least a few to several shows. Like our guy just said, the Keenan and Kel situation, that was funny. What was that? What was that? That See You When You Get There.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear, man. He was getting Nelly, Jay-Z numbers back in the 90s. Let's be clear.
He was.
So,
Tommy Boy. He was on Tommy Boy in large part, man. But here's the thing, though. I want to say he was originally from Pennsylvania, I think, before going out west to Compton. So,
and like I said, he has those iconic little braids that came up, man. So Coolio when you saw him, man. He was always cool, man. One of the pioneers, one of those pioneers on the West Coast, man. Even though he wasn't from there, but And Power 600 saying, yeah, was featured on the EP. That
He was.
yep,
Yeah, he sure was.
on that Static Shock, man, crazy. So
sure was.
Well, and like I said, on a lighter note, man, for all my fellas out here, sundress season is over with. Sundress season is over.
Is that really something that's lighter for some folks out there, man? Some folks might miss sundress
man.
season, man.
It's another thing we gotta deal with, man. The sundress season is over. It's cuffing season, man. Go find you somebody for the winter time, man.
There you go.
Okay, hold on.
Cop something at the NFL shop.
Nino, okay, yeah. Okay, shout out Nino. Razcast got the email, hit us up today. Hey, man, we got some people coming, man. Shout out to Nino, man. Just quarterbacking that situation, man. Yeah, that's an exclusive joint. You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff coming again.
Nino.
Nino's, man. Hold on. You gotta get Nino, man. You know that little, AK joint. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give him the bomb joint, man. Shout out to Nino all day. If you're an artist, man, reach out to Nino Beige on IG, man. Dope producer, man. Work with a lot of stuff, man. So you need some production, man. You gotta holler at Nino, man. One of the dopest dudes in LA, in my opinion. So yeah, he just got wrapped right on, man. Man, come on, man.
You guys are seeing it.
Y'all seen exclusive, man. Man, we got
y'all are seeing y'all are seeing one of the drawers pull open from the X-Files.
Yeah, y'all seeing
y'all seeing this happen.
Yeah.
So
y'all seen a little Geppetto swag jumping off, man, with Nino. You know what I'm saying?
The Geppetto joint.
Man, come on, man. But hey, man, like I said, man, West Coast legend, man, Coolio again.
Shout out to
the dude,
Coolio
man,
and his family, man.
Then also, man, this not on our list, man, but they caught one of the dudes from PNB Rock.
Yeah.
It seems like it was a son and a father and a son.
Yeah.
That was just peeping them out in the parking lot, man. So
yeah. I mean, I'm just glad to know that one of his deleters were finally captured, as you were alluding. I think the father get caught soon too, I'm sure. But it's sad to learn, one, that this circumstance happened, but along with that, it was a father and son duo that committed this horrendous act.
And one of our people too, man. That's kind of crazy.
It's just sad, man.
If anything, you would think, oh man, you see PNB Rock, you see the jewels, and that's inspiring, man. Let me take a picture with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if anything,
instead you like, oh, let me rob the dude. Like, come on.
Yep, they were just posted, just waiting for a lick, allegedly. So, I mean, but this doesn't take away from the conversations that we and others have had recently, regarding, taking precautions, select precautions, like, refraining from posting. Yep. Watch what you post, refrain from posting that location on your smartphone, smart device, whatever. Refrain from flashy attire and so forth.
Hey, man, this thing, what did dude say on Friday, man? I'm going to tuck mine in, you know what I'm saying? I'm tucking mine in. I don't even wear I'm going to tuck my chain in, bro.
Yeah, that's when the music started playing. You're
going to cry when you get in the car. You know
yeah. But no, condolences to PNB Rock. And we're glad that some level of justice has been served and is still being worked on.
Yeah, shout out to Power 600, man. He's saying the girlfriend also explained what happened to her.
Yeah,
she's still dusty, but you know what I'm saying, it's all good. We're not blaming her, but she's dusty. But hey, man, we got a great show. Hey, man, we got some dope stuff, man. Like I said, man, J Camp's not here tonight, man. He's in Florida, man. So like I said, man, we showing a lot of prayers up for him, man. He couldn't get on tonight, but shout out to him and the fam. You know what I'm saying, hold it down. Also, if you haven't got on our Facebook group, man, a Hip Hop Junkies. I'm throwing the link in there now. Yeah. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to Nino, Nightmare, man. A lot of cats, man, just throwing a lot of hip hop jewels in that joint, man. So y'all gotta come through, man, and join our Facebook group, man. So
absolutely,
again, man. Join our hip hop group, man. So you know what's going down, man. Just throw it in the link. But we got a lot to talk about, man. And I'm mad that the Pop Father's not here. J Camp's not here, but we gotta talk about. First of all, these are shout outs real quick. Shout out to the Lil Baby. He got the Quincy Jones Achievement Award. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and speak on it, brother, on both of these.
Well, first of all, he got the Quincy Jones Humanitarian Award at the Black Music Action Coalition Gala. Oh, I'm going to Black Awareness Rally. That's where I'm going. They got good, clean girls there. And Lil Baby got an award there. The Quincy Jones joint. I'm going there. That's where I'm going. Shit. So he got an award. And then we got my man, he's holding it down, man, for all the light-skinned cats, man. The City Boys! My man, Ime Udoka. Man, this is the thing, man. Like, it's we being lighthearted about it, man, but it's a sad situation, man. Celtics coach getting caught up, man, you know, on that ring cam. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to, you know, do his little thing or whatnot, man, and got caught up, man. Shout out to Lil Baby. This is more of a situation where you see QC showing love to their main artists. They letting cats know that, hey, man, we off that Offset joint. We offer that Offset bull. Lil Baby's the dude. We gonna make sure he's getting awards. We're gonna make sure he's looking good. We also gonna make sure he's not getting caught up in any RICO cases. Well, hold on, where am I joining? Where my Koofy at, man? Gonna make sure he giving out backpacks and showing the kids love, and we gonna make sure. Hey, what we gotta donate to Stacey Abrams? You know what I'm saying? What we gotta do? Right. So they showing love to Lil Baby, but again, man, you gotta show love to him, man. He's doing his thing. You know, he's trying to make sure he's still making moves and not getting into any bad situations. So you gotta salute that. At the end of the day, my quick thing on Ime is, fellas, use this as a cautionary tale. You know, at the end of the day, man, if you trying to get out here and do your thing, just cut ties with the main joint. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to co-parent, just go parent. You know, at the end of the day, if you don't know, first year finals NBA coach gets caught up, man, in a scandal. Right. Where he's kind of just doing his thing. He's kind of just being a man a little bit, being mannish a little bit. And Shorty Doo-Wop got caught on the ring camera. She is connected to a person that's connected to the Celtics. He does his own investigation through his company, gives it to the Celtics. The Celtics give it to the NBA. NBA don't want to deal with it because they're dealing with the Suns. So the Boston Celtics kind of leaked some stuff, fumbled a bag on leaking it. They should have just suspended him for a little bit and then dealt with it a little bit later instead of just jumping off the roof, putting his name out there, but they never put Shorty's name out there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get out. Come on now. So at the end of the day, it's not like he's a monster or something like that, or he's doing silly stuff that they're trying to claim that he's doing. Honestly, man, it's messy on the Celtics end because if you're going to basically make a statement publicly, know everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're making him look like the black monster that's chasing the white woman. You know what I'm saying? Give me that joint. You know, give me that puss. And making him look crazy. Even though he's doing some off the cuff, it's not as bad as what you think it is. It's just like anything else. It's like WWF, man. Like, it's fake at the end of the day, man. It's just a whole bunch of hoopla. They trying to save Shorty because she's, you know, the persuasion. So you know, again, man, it sucks, man, that he loses almost a career. I'm not even saying a job, man. He can almost lose his career.
Oh, that is a career.
So my thing, man, go in before I ask you one more joint. Go in on both of these, man. What you think, Bebo, man? Because this has been a hot topic. We didn't go in on Saturday.
We didn't.
So, you know what I'm saying? We had to let it sit. That's why we don't always, you know, just jump in on something, man. What you think, Bebo?
That's right, bro. I think you did an excellent job with.
Oh, we're gonna talk about this too, Pyre. We're gonna talk about Malika Andrews too. She's gonna get some heat.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Bebo.
Like you just said, Iceberg, we got to cook, and she's not getting left out of the shout out situation. But it's just like Iceberg's been saying throughout the course of Fresh Out in the Little Baby situation. It looks like he's trying to do as much as he can to counter any possibility of those R to the I to the C to the O charges being tossed at him like a frisbee from Fulton County DA Fannie Willis, that Fannie T. This cat's been he's been on his bourgeoisie swag, like you indicated, man, with the free haircut and backpack giveaway, community work to
and then Benjamin Franklin glasses.
Right. To yucking it up with Iceberg girl, you know, Stacey Abrams, you know. And now
how you doing?
and now this humanitarian Quincy Jones Award. So I think at the same time when he said, I think Lil Baby said when this was brought to his attention or something in regards to the RICO situation and Young Thug and Gunna, and how it might relate to him or something like that. I think a Lil Baby said only God can judge him. So whenever I hear something like that, and as well as other people, it doesn't necessarily imply guilt, but that same thing doesn't necessarily imply innocence.
Well, and let's be clear, Power 600 saying the thing, Gunna beat all his charges. I can't say the word, but he beat all his charges. So at the end of the day, he might be getting out here in a minute, man. What's your thoughts on that before you move forward?
I mean, that would be phenomenal, for his benefit if Gunna gets out, given that this is a RICO situation. And yes, Power 600, that is reportedly true, but we won't go there necessarily. We don't
blame the black man.
Yeah,
We just chilling, bro. We ain't got nothing to do with that. You didn't want us at the beginning, so don't get mad now.
Yeah, no tangibles, no vote. But yeah, Lil Baby, hey, shout out to you, man, for trying to do what you can to get on the top of everything here. If you're one of those individuals that is being targeted by good old Fanny, if not, then still shout out. But there you have that. Yeah. Now to the Ime situation. Oh man. Not only was the world of it, not just the sports world shaken, but all of mainstream media and just everybody was kind of taken aback by this situation involving the scandal of Ime Udoka being put on Front Street here. And really, let's be clear, there's still a lot of things being reported or alleged about this situation that was kind of bounced from one place to another, just kind of scattered about from Ime being married, but when in actuality he's engaged, him getting somebody prego, the narrative of going from consensual to possibly him being a stalker, and the players snitching on him when in actuality they didn't know until
they didn't know nothing, bro.
Yeah, they didn't know until at least this past July, and then there was a picture of a young black female basketball player that was being alleged as one of the ones that he had.
What's up, shorty?
Man, but now they're saying it's like you indicated, Miss Kathleen Nemo Lynch, the person that was I think she was in basketball operations and travel.
She definitely giving some head.
She was doing more than travel from what they're saying, and with them getting caught up on that ring cam and whatnot. But either way, like emotions are just all over the place here. From within the Boston Celtics situation to media to people, just everyday folks vicariously putting themselves in this situation.
Other thing too.
Go ahead.
The Malika Andrews situation, she got exposed off this joint in my opinion, because this could have been an opportunity for her to shine. And to me, this could have been an opportunity to actually, bring, your gender roles together, some genders together, and had a great conversation about why some of the things happen instead of just trying to make it about women and X, Y, and Z. And then also going off on Stephen A. Smith. And then, if we defended Stephen A. Smith, it's a crazy week. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't agree with a lot of stuff Stephen A. Smith says.
Correct.
But again, she's going on his show telling him to stop. You need to stop right now. Are you crazy? Dude, I don't know what woes that Dave McMenamin has been telling you, but hey, man, you don't run ESPN, shorty. Relax. You know what I'm saying? And to me, you don't know all the facts, so you need to relax a little bit because Woes put it out there. And let's be clear, Malika Andrews is one of Woes' little...
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the Malika joint, man?
Oh yeah, like you said, the NBA's been quiet in lieu of the Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver's discrimination debacle. But what we can say with confidence are at least two things off of the top of my head. Whoa, what's that?
Hey man, Nino saying Stephen A. put his pimp head down. Hey man, hey, this thing. Salute to Stephen A. Smith. I'm not a super Stephen A. Smith fan, but hey man, he held it down. And I know Molly was over there like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Like, let me holler at Stephen A. He just knocked out Malika Andrews, because Malika Andrews, she's Teflon Don at ESPN. You dating David Miniman, you got put on by Woes and Mark Stein.
Yep.
Let's be clear. And you came in with the Ruth Bader Ginsburg joint. You know what I'm saying? Coming in on the feminist joint. So again, she's basically a black Karen. You know what I'm saying? So again, you came through.
Yep.
Respect the elders over ESPN, man. At the end of the day, I may not like everything that Stephen A. Smith says, but respect the swag, man. Come on, man. Again, I don't think they knew all the information. Again, if you just tuning in, coming in with us, man. Ime, the Boston Celtics coach, man. Of course, you've been hearing everything about it, but all it really was at the end of the day is what do men of power normally do? Who they normally cheat with? They cheat with somebody close to him, right? So I guarantee that, and this dude's been in the NBA. He was on the Spurs and Bull. He's been in the NBA. So he knows what goes down. He knows what to do. He knows how to keep it under the tuck. Then also, let's be clear. He's not married. He's been engaged for 10 years. And Nia Long said she ain't never getting married. Let's be clear. We're gonna keep the facts going over here. You go everywhere else for the lies. You come here for the truth. We're gonna give y'all the truth, man, even if it's ugly, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Stacey Abrams. So at the end of the day, man. We're gonna keep it a buck today, man. Let's keep it a buck. At the end of the day, man, dude's hitting somebody close to him. She's on the ring cam trying to pop off.
Man.
Husband sees it. Next thing you know, he's using his connections to basically get the information, gives it to Boston Celtics because he's a hater.
Hey
man, dude, if your wife is already stepping out, man, don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, your girl wants the Tootsie. You know what I'm saying? She wants that Tootsie Roll.
That Tootsie,
hey man, go ahead and divorce her. And why you trying to bear short, homie? This is basically beta male simp energy. Of course, you got to put some ownership on Ime. But at the end of the day, it would have never got this far if this dude went in his feeds, man. What's your thoughts, Bebop?
Man, you can keep that kufi on throughout the whole show, man. Real talk, man, because you just cooked. Sheesh. No, you don't gotta sing again. No, my two things was about Malika Andrews. One, she's at it again with her weaponizing feminism against black men, like you said, Iceberg. And it shows with the misandry she continues to exercise recently against Kendrick Perkins for challenging her talking points. I
forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Zoom.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We gonna keep it up.
We gonna keep it a buck today.
Like you said, brother. The Stephen A. Smith. Good for that chump, by the way, for checking her on his show.
Salute to him for stepping up, man.
That
was big. That was big for black
It was
men,
big.
Man.
It was big. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So that was one of the two times. But the other situation was for when she resurrected an old Joe Mazzulla incident, with the choking situation that happened. So it just goes to show her respect for black men is really just like her knowledge of sports. Her big round numbers. So
hey man, is Shorty cute? Is Shorty hot? Yes. But hey man, we don't want to always hear about feminist topics every time we turn on NBA Today, man. Real talk. Sports is supposed to be a place where it's sacred, and we come here just like Fresh Out. You come here, man. We just do what we do. We have great conversations, whether you like it or not. So
absolutely. That second thing I was going to mention real quick, moving right along with that isn't it convenient how all of this is heavily talked about, as good old boy Brett Favre skips away from the Mississippi welfare fraud scandal. It's looking like possibly, that he clearly got caught doing. There's text messages of that situation, but, just wanted to throw that out there because we haven't forgotten here. But, well, that's why I'll land my plane on that matter and this whole situation for now. And there you have it.
Well, either or, man. Ime, salute to you, man. Like I said, hope, and this other thing too, man. You knew it was funky, man. You knew it smelled a little funky, man, when they didn't just fire him. Because this is the thing, he's an NBA Finals coach. he's gonna get picked up by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think he's gonna get fired because it was just
I think
messy.
he might too. I think he might too.
Because it's just messy at the end of the day, and it made them look like some goofies. And you messing with the good old boy connection. So if this dude got connections to check your phone, are you gonna basically defend Ime when this dude's getting in his fifis about his wife, getting that Lexus Steel? Hey. You know that Lexington Steel? He get in and you get mad. So this dude got power, so you gotta kind of play the rule, and then you can't go with the NBA. The NBA's like, hey man, we ain't handling that. We already got the Phoenix Suns on this situation.
Yeah, the Robert Sarver
so we're not really trying to deal with that. Y'all deal with that. It's really not even our business at the end of the day. It's a personal joint, and a dude from your camp got mad.
Yep.
Let's be clear. It's not an on-court situation, in a facility situation. Fall back. But you see how, because he's a black man, that they trying to spin this mug like he's a monster. Again, if this was an old white cat coaching, I don't think it would have been this much heat. It would have been done quietly and professionally, even though it was on some bull crap. And again, shout out to Nia Long. Nobody's knocking the hustle, man. We still love you.
Not at all. And like you said, it's
one-sided. Hopefully they can get it together, man, and keep co-parenting like they've been doing.
Oh yeah, you're spot on. Shout out to all the affected parties in this situation, and we'll see what happens as even more developments possibly arise. So,
well, and this is why you come to Fresh Out, because we get the scoop, we do the research before we get on camera, just talk about some emotional stuff.
Right.
We let y'all know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Hit that like button, subscribe, and notification bell as well. If you haven't yet, this is partially why you come here. And this is possibly why we're the most dangerous podcast. Rap City, no basement.
That's why we had Joe. That's why we had Joe Clear.
That's what we do.
We got to talk about the book of the week, though. You know what I'm saying? What's your book of the week, real quick, before we go into these topics?
So today's book of the week is called Mo Better Blues: The World According to Questlove, with contributions from Ben Greenman as well. I've heard, shout out to Questlove on this one. Shout out to Questlove. I've heard Questlove refer to his literary work here as a punch-drunk memoir of sorts that's part maybe commentary and part maybe dialogue, where Quest, he discusses moments in time when basically growing up from the 70s as a middle-class kid turned arguably and undoubtedly extremely skilled drummer. One of his parents was a doo-wop singer, and just going through his journey as a kid, all the way through his unforgettable times with the legendary hip-hop band, one and only hip-hop band known out there, The Roots. And really just, he talks about how they've traversed and survived challenges of the music industry, because those of us who came up with The Roots know that they deserved more than what they've received in the beginning, just for several years. Up to,
they put a lot of cats on too, and shout out to Kathy Andoli. She came through them guys too. Salute to them, man.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But yeah, all while meeting some notable Black legends in the music industry that Quest came across. Your Jay-Z's, your Stevie Wonders, Prince, Dave Chappelle, and so forth. So from what I could gather, it's also a book that's somewhat designed to make you think in terms of what the book really is of sorts. Sort of like some of the Roots music is at times, when you check out some of their joints conceptually and their albums, maybe one or a couple of their albums. But either way, you know that it's deep with rich value. So definitely check this book out. I've only seen it on paperback. I didn't see a hardcover one. If there's one out there, you know what I'm saying, go and cop that if that's your flavor, your cup of tea, and explore not only the mind, but some of the memorable experiences of the one and only Questlove.
Well, and like I said, I checked out this book, man. It's only like 15, 16 bucks.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Great read, man. A lot of dope stories, man. It's like one of those joints, man, I wish I could sit down and talk to this cat, man, and hear some stories. Go. It's definitely one of those, man. This is a really good book, man. Dope selection, man, this week, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect it, man.
No doubt.
Man.
No doubt, man. No doubt. And salute to Questlove.
Mm-hmm. But again, cop that book. This is why you come to Fresh Out. We're going to give you more than just music, man. We give you the whole gamut, man. Come on, man.
Let's do it. Gamut. Let's go.
Speaking of gamuts, we got to talk about that Rihanna, man. We got to talk about that Rihanna, man.
Okay.
She's, first of all, shout out to Jay-Z, man. You know what I'm saying, for putting everybody on, because let's be clear. In 2019, when everybody was on that Black Lives Matter joint, Rihanna was smoking that, and she was saying, I ain't never going to do that because I'm not selling out.
Mm-hmm. She did.
Hold on, how much is it? Oh man, I'm going, man. I'm hey
Let's
man,
go.
put me on the stage, Jay-Z.
Come
I'm
on.
good.
Come on.
So now she's gonna be supposedly headlining this year's Super Bowl halftime performance from Pepsi. Shout out, man. Give us a little sponsorship, Pepsi. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? We on that zero sugar. But I think this isn't going to be the only announcement, because obviously last year it was the whole West Coast situation. This Super Bowl is going to be in Phoenix. So I think Jay-Z's the real deal. He just don't want to say it yet.
You think he's going to be up there as well?
He's going to definitely be up there, because at the end of the day, let's be clear. He was in LA. He saw all the love that Dr. Dre and them got. You think he ain't going to get none either? But it starts with Rihanna, because, again, she's a woman doing her thing, billionaire status. It's all love. You know, you can't, it's too easy to get Beyonce. So hey, let's go ahead and put out Khloe Kardashian. Let's put out Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? Our second tier lady. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get all the thoughts excited. It's a win for the city girls. You know what I'm saying? But I think Jay's gonna come out. I think it's gonna be something heavy. And man, Power 600 is going in right now. I see it, Eve. I see it something. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of stuff going on. They said Apple is a sponsor now. Oh yeah, shout out to Nino, man. My fault. But Pepsi, you can still give us a little deal. Apple's the sponsor now for this joint. So again, that makes my point even more. This is going to have a lot of Interscope hands on it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to have a lot of Beats by Dre swag on it. So I do see some heavy hitters. I do see Nas. I see a little Jay if they go that route. If they don't go hip hop, I do see like it's going to be that ladies' night. And I'm feeling right. It's gonna be City Girls, Megan. It's gonna be like all the ladies. It's gonna be Cardi B. It's gonna be either a all-out like classic rap joint, Nas and hip hop, or Nas and Jay, fill in the blank, or it's gonna be all ladies. In my opinion, what do you think the lineup is, and what do you think about Rihanna doing this? And also, is Rihanna big enough for this stage? Let's be clear, man. Is she big enough for this stage?
If she's not big enough in some people's eyes, you best believe she's going to represent up there come 2023 in February. I think she will. I think she's going to do her thing. And I think, you know what? I'm not really mad at this selection. You can't rule out Drake, as well as Ye West, that you mentioned, brother. Missy Elliott.
Missy too, man, with them big eyes popping out. I see it coming, man. I see you coming, Missy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Great options. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jay-Z, got up there as well. Got up there to rock it out. Yeah, absolutely. But no black NFL players kneeling anymore, to my knowledge. Speaking of kneeling, Colin Kaepernick, he's actually been given a chance to try out to play football for the Raiders, I want to say, this past May, and actually did try out. So, there's that, and Rihanna's former Def Jam boss, obviously Jay-Z, leading the NFL's musical entertainment side of things for the Super Bowl, was likely behind putting her in the 2023 Super Bowl halftime show and convincing her to go ahead and do that, as Jay likely did with Dre, Snoop, MJB, K. Dot, and Fifth this past February. So, I mean, in other words, everyone seems to be kind of over what ended up becoming a fad, just to kind of get back to the way things were. That's all I was really trying to get at with. And I'm sure Jigga's convinced once again Riri to go ahead and take that NFL Super Bowl 2023 halftime stage that she wants to climb to perform.
Well, Nino's saying, she Billy off of Finney for no reason. So again, she's got the thoughts, man.
True.
She's got the female. Like if most women don't say that they are influenced by Beyonce, they definitely influenced by Riri.
Yes.
Again, man, I think you know, you got to give Riri some love, man. She's put out about 7 or 8 albums.
Yep.
I want to say 7. She's got the baby. She's got, you know, her beta male hangout because he can't provide. So
stop. SL would say stop.
Shout out to LB. She got a
Actually,
beta
J-Cat
male
would
joint in
probably
the
say it
cut.
too.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The current
man.
Rock Nation boss, let's be killer. Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna be a dope show, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? All the thoughts gonna be out there bopping. You know, it's gonna be a Diddy Bop
They're gonna
situation.
be out there.
Me with Nicki, Nino, Neo, T.I. Nino gonna be there, but T.I., Neo, Sean Paul. I see a lot of dope situations coming through, and I think to me, they haven't cashed out on Rihanna in a while. When's the last time she put an album out?
Ooh,
so to me, this might be a rollout situation where, hey, we get you to do that.
Yeah.
You come through, you know, you kill it.
Man,
you know, and then we roll out a new album. The last album that she came out with was Anti in 2016.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
So she's almost on that, you know, Kendrick Lamar. I'm putting out stuff when I feel like it. She's been over there, you know, doing a lot of stuff in Dubai, doing that Janet Jackson swag over there. And then she basically been rolling up with ASAP. So you know, at the end of the day, man, it's time for her to basically get back in the grind, get back on that shmoney. You know what I'm saying? You got that baby. So, you know, to me, I think they're gonna roll out something dope.
Congrats again, by the way. Congrats on that.
This is the thing. Hey, man. Well, Nino saying Riri and Bay on the same tier. She just hasn't put out much music. Yeah, facts. And I think, man, to me, I think she got burnt out, man. Real talk, man. You know, but I think, man, this is going to probably be a really dope rollout if she wants to do it. I'm thinking new music release too, especially with Apple on board. Exactly. And they might be coming out with even some new service, you know, around that time too. So, you know how Apple tries to get it in.
Oh, yeah. Great point about the Apple situation. I was just thinking what you said about the possibility or the possible option about this maybe being a representation largely for the ladies. Emphasis on possibly. Yeah. Because you just had the Woman King movie. We're getting the Wakanda Forever. And then shortly after that, you know, a few months later, is going to be this halftime show that Rihanna is headlining. So, I mean, it could be a lady situation that, you know, that we see by way of Rihanna and other females, you know, rock the stage. Not saying that it absolutely is. It's just, again, a possibility. But
hey, man, you come here for the speculations, man. This is what we're going to give you. We're going to give you a little insider joint, man. I guarantee you, I think Bebop P's on it. It's going to be a female situation. I think they're going to try to bring out. This is the thing. It could be, but to me, I think it'll be a dope situation because, well, not maybe not dope for us, but dope for the ladies, man. Because, again, I think it might be a hot girl situation, man. It's going to be serious. But, again, they line it up. The Woman King, Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl is gonna be theme based, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be heavy for the ladies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no, shout out to Rihanna. Shout out.
Speaking of heavy though, we gotta talk about Timbaland and Swish, man. Heavy hitters, man, in the game, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Swish and Tim, you know what I'm saying, holding it down like always. Again, in my opinion, they still fumbled the bag, but they just reached a settlement with Triller. Some of the details are not disclosed right now. The biggest thing I think that they got is the shows where they were over versus they're going to get a higher percentage on the back end. You know, they're going to have more ownership on those. But the question I have for this is, do you think they actually gave him some cash? You know what I'm saying? Or was it just, hey, man, we tapped out. We can give you more ownership, but that's it. What's your thoughts on what you think the settlement was? Because at first they was like, hey, man, we want $28 million. Do you think they got any cash?
If I were to be a betting man, which I'm not, but if I were to be a betting man, I would say that they got broke off a satisfactory amount of money. I do. And here's the thing. I can't guesstimate that number regarding what the settlement figure was at the end of it all. though the specific terms are undisclosed and tight-lipped, I do believe that, again, Swizz and Tim, they are happy with their increased ownership, which is what you just stated. They're happy with their increased ownership stake in the matter, and whatever other settlement terms, took place and that was agreed upon between Swizz, Tim, and Triller. And recently, I say what I say in terms of them being satisfied about the result of this, because recently Swizz was online. He was the main one online, sitting next to Tim, talking about, he was just basically skinning and grinning when chilling with Tim, and Swizzy was talking about just, stuff like liking sour candy and whatnot while sipping on some wine and citing the word like Verzuz right before ending the camera, with the showing all those pearly whites in a softly hype fashion. But we'll see. But you don't say something like that without looking forward to what's to come regarding Verzuz moving forward.
In your opinion, man, should they have sued just for 100% ownership or majority ownership?
Maybe they weren't in a position to where they could. They might not have the capital, even if they were able to sue for 100% ownership and then actually get it. I'm not saying that they would have, but they might not have had the capital to leverage in order to be able to push Triller forward in a forward fashion. Because we have to understand that when it comes to like, most people understand how money works, and they associate having a lot of it with the word rich, but like folks in the high tax bracket, they understand wealth and how in the mindset of OPM, other people's money. Not saying that's exactly what they're doing, but they just think with a different mindset when it comes to operating aspects of finances, business, and so forth. So of course we're not in their we're not in their financials and pockets and so forth, but I do believe that it's more difficult than just being able to have 100% ownership in a situation such as Triller. Otherwise they wouldn't have sold it off in the first place. But what's your thoughts?
Again, they fumbled the bag. Obviously you're trying to basically just pick up spilt milk right now. To me, I think you said this a while back. Verzuz the brand has just been tainted, in my opinion.
Oh, it has. Unless they do a turnaround.
There's no way you can, in my opinion, there's no way you can turn this around.
You don't think so?
I think it's basically done. It's basically like a Betamax tape. It's done.
So let me ask. Okay.
At the end of the day, I think the only thing they can do is say, hey, look, the only way we can breathe life back into this situation is if we move it somewhere, Hollywood, Vegas, somewhere, and bring out the big dogs. You're gonna have to bring out your Sus Diddy's, your Jermaine Dupri's, some big dogs to get it back on track. If that, and maybe even do a Verzuz Plus. You know what I'm saying? Where, hey man, cop the app. We give you we may charge for a VIP joint. You can do certain things by, like, back in the day when you have Facebook and you can put something around your face on your profile picture. Yep. Hey, you can take a picture with them virtually. You can do something and put it on your stuff. We got the Oculus of Facebook now involved, so now you can see a 3D version of the show, just like you can with the League Pass with NBA. So again, man, they're gonna have to do something innovative and bring out the big dogs to really do it. Like Samara Carey, somebody Trill that they can really get in there to revitalize the brand from a celebrity standpoint, you know what I'm saying? And maybe a technology standpoint as well. But you can't just basically go into some bar and grill and have 8Ball and MJG do something. It ain't like that no more. You're going to have to bring out some big dogs. But again, shout out to them for getting their stuff together. Hopefully they did get broken off of some cash. I would love to see them have some majority stake in the ownership and be able to start doing some stuff and have maybe some more saying some things and bring out some big dogs. What's your final thoughts on this?
I mean, great synopsis, man. I would hope that in addition to Triller's payoff to the Verzuz duo, that somewhere in between those negotiations, that terms are set into place as well to where we're seeing a 180-degree shift in the way that they operate versus from now moving forward. And I think you just laid out like excellent ideas that really you should have got paid for what you just stated. Real talk. And we've essentially, you know, we said this a few times already in regards or in relation to Versus. You know, it's pretty much done for unless they make a drastic shift, a drastic
Power
turnaround.
600 saying, do you think they have a 1-year plan and after part ways from Triller? Like, hey, we're gonna do this 1-year thing and then we'll part ways and then maybe take it over.
With the way that they fumbled some of the shows, it's kind of hard to see if they have a 1-year plan. I'm not saying that they don't, but just saying, yeah. I mean, for example, the latest, who is that? Mario and shoot, who are those cats? Yeah, those aren't Marion. Yeah, Marion and Sammy and them. I mean, that was obviously an atrocity, and not long ago before
but
that.
This thing, the numbers were good though.
Yeah, but at what cost?
There was a whole bunch of niggatry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then we also see what wrongfully happened to Cypress Hill versus Onyx. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying mistakes don't happen in any organization. I'm just saying the way that they've been kind of fumbling the bag, as you put it a couple times already, it's hard to see it's hard to see in my mind that they have a 1-year plan, but I can't say that they don't either. What's your thoughts, Iceberg? And yes, Mario did prove himself. Yes. Mario's always been better.
Yeah. He's a vocalist.
Yes.
Again, man, we just got to see what's going on. We're right now reading the tea leaves, man. I think they may pull some big dogs out, especially with Diddy supporting them with basically getting that rug swipe from up under him, man. So, and not getting their bread. They do need to fix the audio, Power 600. Yes. And also, to me, again, bring in some different camera angles. So now I can watch all the angles on my phone just like I would from a league pass on the NBA. I can watch from the backboard, from the sideline, you know, do something different where it's an experience, man, even from the crib. Because, again, we're in a recession and everybody can't go and do a show. So, hey, this is another way, man, that, hey, we about to have another situation going on. You tap in with your phone. So
there you have it.
But again, we'll see what's going on.
Yeah. And this is why y'all tap into Fresh Out. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and notification bell. And if you're feeling frisky, hit up the Cash App. Cash us outside. You know what I'm saying? And the super chats as well. And we appreciate y'all.
Man. But like I said, man, speaking of appreciation, we gotta talk about Cameron, man, and we appreciate the music, man. This dude is dropping on everybody's head, man, with A-Trak, man. Shout out to A-Trak all day, man. Looking like Jeffrey Dahmer's up in there, man. Salute to him, man. You know, eating that stuff in there, and the cops ain't telling on you.
That's why we got the purple haze in the back. Stop with that. Stop.
Shout out to A-Trak Dahmer's. Hey, man. And shout out to Skinbone for that skit, man.
Wow,
Skinbone was wilding with the skit, man, on Jeffrey Dahmer.
Funny.
But anyway, man, killer.
Man.
Hey, man, this album, man, in my opinion, was if you're a Cam fan, you're definitely satisfied, man. You definitely got what you wanted. This album was dope. Again, you know, we normally give you guys some playlist stuff on Saturday, but we got to give you some today. This Cameron situation is dope. I love that some of these older cast men are coming through, dropping albums. Not little 4-track situations, man. Some albums. The music was dope. I wanted to see a little bit more diversity on the production, but again, you're dealing with one producer. But again, I thought it was dope. Definitely some nostalgia on there. What was your thoughts, man, on this album real quick?
Oh, same thing, man. Definitely. Cameron definitely hasn't missed a step when it comes to his lyrics and wordplay. He's still flowing in the same fashion that he did several years back. He's kept that sword sharp with proof of 10 mixtapes, 6 volumes of his first of the month EPs, in between 8 solo LPs and 3 Dipset LPs as well. And I mean, shoot, man, like I said, the lyrics, they're there. When he said, for example, on that last track, actually had Just Blaze produce on there as well. That was my first time. Yeah, that he was on there repping, man, and along with A-Trak, and it was the first time I've heard Just Blaze in a minute, so it was refreshing to hear that. But on that track, Cam said, man, F a magazine, don't care what you cowards read. You ain't got to wonder. We like wonder with our bread. Money, respect. Don't forget the power dread. Had this one girl squirting like a shower head. So, again, and I said read instead of read at the first bar of that, but that was on that Dip S Words verse, man. So again, the lyrics are there just as a taster, little appetizer. As far as the production, I do agree it was dope production throughout the 9-track project. I would have liked to have seen different percussion used on some of those tracks. Yeah, but overall, I think A-Trak repped well for Cameron on this project. You wasn't there, and I think it's something that is definitely it's music that you definitely want to hear if you want to hear some new Cameron.
Well, again, like I said, nostalgia, Harlem's in the building all day long. And let's be clear, we just talked about this with Rihanna. You come out with the album. He's got the 3-headed monster tour. Yep. Come on, with Jadakiss and Mace. So you got your own, you got the album, you got the merch, you're going on a little tour. Yep. It's a great situation to set him up to get a nice big bag. Pause.
Man, you already know.
He's good to go, man. So again, shout out to Cameron, you know what I'm saying, doing this thing as always, man. One of the best hustlers in the game. Let's be clear.
Oh yeah. And speaking of hustlers, in addition to Cameron, of course, he had Dipset on there, Conway on the hook of one of the tracks, and again, speaking of hustlers, Dame Dash was on there like 3 times, just talking.
Shout out to Dame, man.
Yeah,
one of the OGs in the game, man.
My
son has cookies,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
So
I'm telling you, man.
This is a dope joint, man. It was almost like a little Rockefeller-esque a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To me, man, I think, in my opinion, I wish he would have put a Freeway on that joint. You know what I'm saying? I would love to hear some Jewel's joints. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a little Jimmy, not a whole bunch of Jimmy, but a little bit.
Actually, they were on the album. They were on the album.
Well, a little bit more. A little
bit more. Okay, gotcha.
A little bit more. To make it almost feel a little bit more nostalgic, but again,
I got you.
I'm reaching a little bit. But to me,
good.
it was a really good album. You got to put it on your playlist. Check it out, man. If you basically in a hotel, if you J Kent, man, you out the house. You know what I'm saying? This is one that definitely put in your deck, man, for a minute while you chilling out. But again, shout out to Cameron and shout out to Jeffrey Dahmer's A-Trak. You know what I'm saying?
I almost thought you was gonna say something about Rick Ross trying to get some of those lookalike shades, but I digress. Man. Stop.
Speak about people trying, man. You gotta talk about that Rolling Loud, man. You know what I'm saying? New York, man. It was crazy. They had everybody out there, man. Shout out to Fabio Foreign, man. Ice Spice, all the little joints. Ice Spice looking extra thick with the extra syrup. You know what I'm saying? But there were some people missing, man. Of course, it's a young dude situation, man. We're no OGs, super OGs out there like that. But it's just young boys. You know what I'm saying? They had 3, some of the drill rappers missing. And when it came out, they said the NYPD, you know what I'm saying? Reportedly, they told them they can't perform.
Yeah, Mayor
This
Adams.
is crazy, man. At the end of the day, man, it was 22 G's, Ron Suno, man, a couple cats from the Bronx.
Yeah. Yep.
Again, this is kind of scary, man, that police are able to tell you who can perform and who can't. What's your thoughts on this real quick, though?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't Iceberg munching. He is. Oh no.
How you doing?
Iceberg Dahmer.
Yeah.
Oh man. Nah. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if other metropolitan cities that host concerts and or festivals in their respective locations operate in similar fashion down the road, man. And I'm not saying I'm not saying this to support Mayor Eric Adams. At the same time, crime is getting out of control in most major cities nationwide. So apparently that's the reason, to some degree, why these three rappers, 22 G's, Ron Suno, and Sha EK,
They said ASAP Rocky was stopped allegedly too. So,
well, there you have that. Oh man. But yeah, I think the last thing that needs to be done is to allow for individuals to bring a certain unnecessary energy that serves as a red flag for any type of possible violence. You know what I'm saying? Even though it is odd that the three drill rappers, no, not that drill rappers like Rowdy Rebel and Fabio Foreign, they got to
this
perform
thing,
allegedly.
Ice Spice raps drill too. This is the same thing Power 600 saying. Why were they able to perform, but not these cats?
All we could do is speculate. I mean, for example, I know back in March of this year, 22 G's, he was charged with attempted murder against like three victims in Brooklyn. So, just using that as an example, shoot. So I don't know if there's some situations.
Sha EK, whatever the dude's name is,
Mhm.
his manager Stanley Noodles Davis, that's my cousin probably. He said that he has no criminal record. So
Well,
why is he basically off the joint?
and
But
all
we
we can
know
do is
why. It's
speculate.
because your music incites violence sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So again, do you see this being a trend, Bebo?
Yeah, it's already starting to it's already happened, like with this being at least the second time, because the first time I believe it was when uh Pop Smoke was alive. You know what I'm saying? When Pop Smoke was at Rolling Loud, and I believe he was one of the individuals that got canceled from Rolling Loud. So it's this here in 2022, this cancellation of those five artists getting canceled. It's not the first time, and that reoccurrence of it is already happening. So yes, drill rappers, I believe we mentioned this before, they do have a responsibility to re-steer the course of most music, and the things that's displayed and talked about, while at the same time, politicians and movers and shakers on the other side of the spectrum, the politicians and your mayors and so forth, they have a responsibility not to target unnecessarily.
Well, the other thing too, man, is I see the politicians using this as a talking point. And to
Yeah.
me, again, these dudes are just out here, they know what they know, right? You can't knock the hustle. It's like the little kids off the wire, man. They know what they know on season 4 and 5.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, man, they doing what they know. They trying to make money. They doing their thing.
Yeah.
How can they protect their brand from getting in the crossfire of Mayor doing a dipping bull, doing that soft shoeing? How can they stay away from something like that? Do they need to get out of NY?
I don't think it's so much a matter of relocation. Again, I think it's a matter of re-steering some of what it is that they're rapping about, and how they're portraying themselves on, select videos. Because there is a connection to your Mayor Adams and so forth and folks of that nature, that to where they connect drill music with absolute violence. So we know that's not necessarily the case, but that's the perception. And oftentimes, in some cases, that's, what folks are saying the reality is as well, in conjunction with the increased crime in select geographical areas.
Well,
so,
and let's be clear. There was no violence that dropped off at this that popped off at this Rolling Loud.
Right.
But when Lil Baby didn't show up over there in that other situation, that other concert, they was going crazy. They started rioting.
Right.
But they don't compare that to the music that he did, or that he does.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I think it's a political talking point.
I think so
opinion.
too. I think it could be that.
Does it create violence? Of course it does. But I mean, these kids are different. You know what I'm saying? I'm old man. I'm old man ID. So, again, that's just what they talk about. That's what they do. That's what they like to rap about. So again,
it is.
If you don't have any influence from the OGs, and we're about to talk about this here in a minute, what else do you know other than money and violence and women?
Correct. And then you got a lot of cats also trying to live out what it is that they rap in comparison to, most other artists, because the violence thing in hip hop has always been a trope, if you will. But at the same time, going back to what you were saying, Iceberg, I do believe that this is political, because everything is to a lot of business folks and especially politicians. So it, who else to blame? In a lot of cases,
this dude right here, Act the Chipmunk. You know what I'm saying? So again, we'll see how that goes, man. But again, like I said, we gotta talk about Act.
Alvin, Simon, Theodore.
Do. Come on, man. And first, let's be clear. Shout out to Akademiks, man. You know what I'm saying? This dude, first of all, let's be clear. This dude is highly intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Highly intelligent. Let's be clear, man. Coming from NY, doing his thing, built one of the biggest platforms on his own. Let's be clear. Sometimes he is a shock jock DJ, in my opinion.
Okay.
We know him from Chicago, man, in the Chirac situations. We know him with Color Boy, 6ix9ine. We know some of his affiliations, man. But again, this dude's intelligent. I think he is good for the culture in certain things, but he also represents the culture who doesn't understand everything and how things were built. And if he does, he uses that against his audience sometimes that they don't understand. It's almost like the Woman King situation. I can push some because I know it, but y'all don't. I know y'all don't. So again, he went in and said that, to paraphrase, man, that the old school rappers are dusty and they didn't make the money that these new guys are doing. But it's almost like saying that, oh, Kobe Bryant is better than Bill Russell because he makes more money than him. Dude, you wouldn't make that money if it wasn't for these guys laying the foundation. And again, it's an old man argument that, oh man, if it wasn't for us, then you wouldn't have this. And let's be clear, some of the money that they're making is blood money. It's money where they controlling you for it. So again, we don't go off of hip hop with money. We go off of it with influence in your culture and positive influence, not just negative. And this is why they're taking you off the stage, because you're doing more negativity and positivity. Let's be clear. So again, like I said, what's your thoughts on this AK situation? We saw LL kind of dry talk about it. They're supposed to get up and rap. We saw T.I. Of course, T.I. gonna bring his Malcolm X looking glasses in the conversation. So he can expeditiously talk about it, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
So what's your thoughts just on what Axe said, and then how can he be educated and use this as an educational way, just like Conway and Funk Flex had their situation?
I don't think Dr. Hamster from Peppa Pig wants to be educated. I think he's always been the type of online personality that's blustered out random opportunist statements more often than not, in hopes to go viral off of any one of them for the purpose of catching a wave to ride. I mean, disrespecting Chicago, like you indicated, with the Warren Chirac series.
Well, hold on, let's be clear though. All this happened a day or two before he was supposed to be, or he was scheduled to be on the Breakfast Club. So some of this could have been a little cap just to make sure his Breakfast Club first appearance on Breakfast Club was heavy.
Yeah, and he cleaned it up on the Breakfast Club, but at the same time,
it's not Nino saying that he cleaned it up on Breakfast Club, but he still needs to get the hands put on him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that, because this isn't the first time that he's been checked about something in regards to respecting an individual, or rather a group, a culture. He was just interviewed by Tariq Nasheed, and Tariq Nasheed checked him about, the culture in regards to certain things. And what do you have going on now? Something very, very similar, but in regards to hip hop culture, as opposed to the culture in general, with our people. So
I didn't like this either. Shout out to Power 600. I didn't like the shots that he did at Pete Rosenberg. Do we always agree with Pete? No. You know what I'm saying? Right. But at the end of the day, man, to talk about his divorce, to talk about his ex, to talk about, those kind of things, man, I don't think that was cool at all, man. So
It wasn't
What
cool.
was your thoughts on what he said on that too?
I mean,
And shout out to Touch
Touch
182 in the
82.
building, tapping in on a Wednesday night. Salute, man.
Absolutely.
You know, we got mad love for you, sir.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Touch. But yeah, man, I totally agree with that statement, man. Is no matter how much we say that this guy's going to be out of pocket, and then he comes to the table in order to squash or settle things, he's going to just go right back to something else as he always has been in order to do the same thing. It wasn't just Nino. I think it's funny you had said that about him needing to get chin check one time, because Nipsey Hussle said that as well about this guy on Tariq's ism show, I want to say it was. So this is just going to be an ongoing thing until this dude really starts to have a turnaround of some sorts. And to disrespect the pioneers that did it before any of us deserve reverence and respect whenever you see, you hear, or even think about any of them, whether they're rich, whether they're middle class, or even if they're poor. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuse to talk about any of them, even if they're the 5% that you call dusty and broke.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't seen you spin any turntables, so I'm not sure why you call yourself a DJ. I'm not saying you haven't done any house parties or anything like that in the past, but nobody's seen you spin any tables. So what is he really skilled at? I think Kid Capri brought that to the table. He's just good at blustering. And I'm not saying that to bash him, but you don't come from the soil. So if you don't come from the soil, how can you speak on it? Well, you can't. And these are the individuals, the pioneers who set the foundation for even for us. That's why Iceberg created not only Fresh Out, but one of the segments called Flowers. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that we always have a tendency to do, not to boast us or anything like that, but to boast them, to boast the people who have had a shadow cast upon them, whether they're dope or whether, say, I know I've gotten flack for some of my choices. I won't say who they are, but they still contributed for you and us and all of us to either deliver as a entertainer, an artist, a producer, or even as a consumer. So you're right, Touch. Money is a hell of a drug. And if
again, Bebo, do you think this is just him understanding Black people love controversy? You know what I'm saying? Black people, like if we had a segment on here called rappers we hate, and we talked about those rappers, we probably be number one on YouTube. But since we're giving flowers, we're being positive. A lot of times, that don't really hit the needle too much. If it bleeds, it reads. So, do you think he's tapping into a human nature thing when it comes to our culture, where if I say, I don't like this, and I align myself with the criminals, with the bad guys, that I'm going to get notoriety, and ain't nobody going to touch me?
Yes, I do think that he is intelligent, as you said, to that point where he understands that, like you said, if it bleeds, it leads, or step into the YouTube camera and microphone with the shock jock personality. Yes, I do believe that he understands the importance of saying or doing something in order to catch the attention of the audience, because he did say on the Breakfast Club too that he said this before, or some variation of it, but it didn't catch the attention like how it did this week. So I think he's smart enough to understand that, but there's still a decorum and a way you got to do things, even if you are going to exercise a marketing tactic or an advertising strategy to gain more views or to gain more attention.
What's your thoughts on what Pyre 600 saying with he claims that the OG rappers never put the young artists on knowledge and advice as far as how to maneuver in the industry? Why are people still getting these horrible deals? I do see what he's saying. I don't agree with him basically saying that a rapper's worth is based off his money, but there is some instances where these older artists are not putting these younger dudes up on game. What's your thoughts on that, though? Again, like I said, we try to be both. We try to get on both sides of it, not just hate on act. We talking about what he's saying too.
And again, there's a way that he could have done that with more decorum. But to get to your answering your question, yes, I'm more than sure that there are artists, OGs, pioneers that did it, but carry themselves with a certain arrogance to where they went about their lives as if, I got mine, you got to go out and figure out how you got to get yours, or some variation of that. I do believe that to be true. I've seen some of these industry artists in person act like they don't want to speak to you after they get done performing, after, if you just happen to see them around the way. I've seen that. So yes, I do believe that that has taken place. I mean, absolutely. At the same time, if we're just speaking in mass, I don't agree with that in mass. If we're just talking about, and I think he said that, he was talking about the 5% or something like that. But yeah, we do have to address the fact that there are individuals who carry themselves that as if they're better than, and I got mine, you got to get yours. So,
Touch is
yeah,
basically saying I think he's mad because hip hop will never respect him. He takes shots at those who get respect, no matter their pockets.
that's true.
I agree
That's
100%.
true.
Again, we're not bashing Act. To me, he's our brother. To me, a lot of these cast men are one, uneducated on one side of the game. Number two, they take advantage of people who are not abreast of what hip hop was, is, and how it was started and originated. You've been hearing over the last couple months about people talking about origins of hip hop. Again, we just saw the Woman King. Shout out to the people
Viola
over
Davis.
there,
Oh,
Viola Davis
okay.
and all
You talking
that.
about them?
But
Okay.
at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you're trying to change the history by putting out media. So at some point, there's going to be a generation that doesn't even know we were ever slaves. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll
Careful.
blame African cats and not the slave trade for why we got into whatever, why we got over here. So again, I see people trying to change the narrative, trying to change the origin stories, man. And again, it's the people who understand these things and understand that people are not going to pick up and actually look at and research what you say. They're just going to see a headline and go with it. How do you protect the founding fathers
Good
debate is
question.
going on right now too?
Yeah.
Exactly. So to
Well,
me, there should have been some form of fashion where, to me, I think not the middle childs, but the Nas Jay-Z era should have said, hey man, since we are making more money than the founding fathers, let's set up some form of 401k plan for these cats, man. Everybody dump something into it, and let's give everybody at least a couple grand a year. You know what I'm saying, just to kind of hold them on,
yeah.
or set up performances, set up shows where if Jay-Z does a show, uh, uh, here America show in Philly, and you just have a couple old school acts on there and just put them on the bill. They can take care of their family. They can get some insurance. Man, you got Black Rob out here dying with no insurance. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So again, if you really care, if you really say you care about the founding fathers of hip hop, there is a dollar amount attached to it. It's like saying you love your wife, but you don't give her no bread, don't take her on no trips. So again, at the end of the day, if you really care about the founding fathers of hip hop, some of the guys who are really making bread on that level, I'm not trying to put Jay out there and like that. We're not bashing Jay, but cats of his ilk should be setting up things where, hey man,
They
well
should.
let's do a weekend joint where we have current cats coming out there performing, but we do have our OGs coming out there to perform. Maybe
Right.
something but a pregame before, and make sure they get a little dough. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I do agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's what we talked about with, like you said, the ilk of, your Jays, and not just Jay himself, like you said, but that ilk. I mean, don't
Mhm.
talk about Black excellence if you're not going to do for, the founding fathers that didn't have the opportunities and the resources. Shout out to you, Power, for that one. History is written by the victorious. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's
Right.
why those who try to change are all
Touch
rich.
182 is basically saying history is written by the victorious. That's why those who try to change it
They're all rich.
are rich. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah, and I think we talked about this too briefly, ever so briefly, but KRS-One, and I forgot who else, a couple or a few other cats with him, they started, a hip hop, I think it's a hip hop union. I
mhm.
think it's a hip hop
Yep.
union.
Mhm.
So, I think that's a good start, And I think Ak, since you made that statement about the Broken Dusty or whatever, well, since you seem to be doing so well, why don't you be the main person to headline at least one of, if not some of the solutions for our, founding fathers? I think it's only fair since you're the main one that put that out there, the only one really. So I think it's only fair.
Well, and again, the time, we gotta always look at time, especially when cats who are known to troll do some trolling. And again, I think, hey man, I want this Breakfast Club shit booming. It's in New York. I want New York to be on fire when I get up to that radio station.
Yeah.
And to me, how do you get people on fire? You basically say something crazy and then roll it back and have a discussion about it.
And that's why I don't think he cares. When it comes to education, sit downs, he doesn't really care about that. Yeah, he might go along to get along with certain situations.
Does Wendy Williams care about hip hop? Do any of these cats care about hip hop? Who's really making money off of hip hop? Again, most of these cats, they don't the people who love hip hop do it for the love, do it for the game, do it for their neighborhood and for the kids or the next generation. I think the people who monetize hip hop don't really care. You know what I'm saying? You used to have cats like that, but not anymore. So again, I'm an Ak fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like some of the things that he does. But again, just like a family member, there's some things I don't like either. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand that it's a Wendy Williams kind of thing where Wendy Williams gonna put anybody in the bus. She don't give a damn, even though she comes from the spot. You know what I'm saying? She comes from those neighborhoods. She's from Jersey, but you're gonna put some cats under the joint.
Yep.
So again, pocket watching poor people sick. Yeah.
So
again, like I think what Bebo said is so true, so on point. Why don't you set up something for them, man, to get them the platform to get some bread and to get it back? Because at the end of the day, man, everybody was getting jerked back then, and they didn't really know what they had back then. So you can't just say, "Oh, you didn't monetize with McDonald's." Like, it wasn't about that back then. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't. And I think LL Cool J was right. You didn't have the managers and the resources back then, depending on how far back then you're talking about. But they didn't have the resources and the opportunities that folks have now. So we have to be mindful of that. Like I said, I don't care if somebody's now a janitor. There's no reason to disrespect them, him or her. You can go on somewhere.
There's so many people that did so much stuff. That put cats on, man. We wouldn't be here, man, if it wasn't for the nostalgia.
You're right.
Going on. Yeah, LL brought that up too. Yeah.
Yep. And you're right, Iceberg. You're right.
Long story short, man. Hey, man, I love to have a conversation with Ak, man. I would love to hear him. Even if it's cat, man, clear it up, man. Because at the end of the day, a lot of cats look up to him. So if he's disrespecting the game and the OGs, these younger dudes will never respect it. You know what I'm saying? So even if you got to fake respect it, it is what it is. You got to dap some cats up and talk to LL, man. It is what it is, man. So I saw Logic, man. Yeah, Tommy Boy, all day, man. So like I said, man, we'll see. This is an ongoing situation. We'll see what goes down, man. Because I think LL said they're gonna get up and chop up. I think he said he had a conversation with T.I. on the phone. I don't think something's really gonna happen. I think it's just a whole bunch of fluff on his end. But we'll see what happens, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Not on LL's, but that other guy.
Yeah. Chipmunk.
Yep.
What's the flyers of the week, man? Speaking of OGs, man, and the real ones.
Yes. OG indeed, real ones indeed. We were in Harlem just several minutes back when we talked about Cameron. So my flowers of the week are in Harlem, and they go to the legendary OGs, Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock.
Okay.
Harlem,
Yes, sir.
And first off, rest in peace to DJ Easy Rock. By the way, from his passing in 2014, hip hop lost a monumental pioneer 8 years ago, as of the date of this recording. Obviously, when these two legendary names are mentioned from their epic times rocking together, the primary song that you might think of or bring up is the multi-platinum single, "It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right." It takes two to make it out of sight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but in which that album, that was the album at the time, if my memory serves right. I think the album went platinum too at the time, and they had other smashes like "Get on the Dance Floor," Joy and Pain.
Joy.
Yeah, there you go. In
And pain.
Pain. Yeah. I mean, all of those joints, those singles, they hit the top charts as well. But Rob Bass cut a solo album, I think, the following year from that self-titled, or at least their first album. It was called The Incredible Bass Solo Album, and it was released immediately the following year. And it was a nice one that reached gold. And the duo's last album, Break of Dawn, that was a really dope one in 2014. It was heavily slept on with an early to mid 90s golden era sound that should have dropped somewhere maybe in that time frame of the mid 90s, early to mid 90s. But nonetheless, it's definitely worth a listen if you love good hip hop. Either way, check out their work if you love positive, fun loving 80s to sometimes 90s sound and party audio sonics with one MC and one DJ, Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. Man, they're definitely need to be checked out, man. They helped to lead in ushering hip hop crossing over into mainstream music. Speaking of pioneers, so let's be clear about that too. But
Rob Bass, man, classic, man, all day long, especially man that 90s, man, holding it down again.
Oh yeah,
shout out, happy birthday to Wayne, man,
40th
too,
birthday
man, 40,
Weezy.
man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Weezy F,
man.
Baby.
If you didn't know it takes two dance, you weren't
outside.
outside
Yeah.
at the time, man.
Yeah.
Easy Rock all day.
Yeah, all day.
Shout out to them, man. You know what I'm saying?
Iceberg.
I gotta keep it in Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? I've actually gave this dude with flowers before, man, but I gotta give him again, man.
Let's go.
My dude Curtis Blow, man, from Harlem. A lot of cats, man, don't know he's from Harlem, man. The swag. The basketball joint. We playing basketball.
Oh yeah.
So, basketball is my favorite sport. So again, man, Curtis Blow, man, is my dude, man. Flowers the Kid and Play, man. We forgot how big they were. Oh yeah, Facts in the cartoon too, yeah, all day, man.
Yep.
And a Class Act movie too.
Yeah.
Curtis Blow, man, my dude, man. The Breaks, man. You know what I'm saying? He really, set Harlem off right back then, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect Curtis Blow. Again, man, just one of the legends, one of the GOATs, man. He was the LL before LL. He was that dude, man, that came through. In my opinion, man, he's almost like the Keith Sweat of hip hop, man. He's just a smooth cat, man. He can get the ladies right. You know what I'm saying? Longevity too, man. 63 years old, man. You gotta respect Curtis Blow, repping Harlem all day. All that Christmas rap too. Come on, man.
Yeah, the Christmas rap.
The Christmas rap, man. Like, and honestly, man, he took that kind of Run DMC flow. Yeah, he took that stuff and made it super mainstream, just like Run DMC, in my opinion. But again, Curtis Blow's one of those dudes, man. Gotta respect him, man. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, he did his daggone thing in the 80s, man. The Breaks, obviously. What's that? Like you said, basketball. Before Nas did it, he did a joint called If I Rule the World. So he cut some pretty heavy joints, man. And I believe he's now a minister.
Yep.
I believe so. Yeah.
Gotta show love, man, all day long, man.
Peace to Harlem, man. Peace to Curtis Blow.
Man, great episode, man. Everybody tuning in, man. Nino, man, with the great news, man. Shout out to Nino for always holding it down, man. You know how we
Peace to Nino. Shout out, bro.
Nino Bays all day long. Any shout outs before we get up out of here?
Man, shout out to the residents that reside in the path of Hurricane Ian. Please do what's needed to ensure that you and your families are safe from the cyclonic storm. Also, shout out to the residents of Jackson, Mississippi. What's going on there in relation to Flint, Michigan, man? That's cultural genocide by way of, clean H2O deprivation. So if there's a charity that, you know of, definitely, feel free to donate to support them and, other situations of that ilk. Thank you all for rocking with Fresh Shout tonight and always, because there is no us without you. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Hit up the super chats and cash apps as well, if you feel up to it or if you're able to. If not, it's all love. Welcome to any and all new viewers tonight, and God bless you all.
Hey, man, again,
take
the
us home.
sponsor tonight is NFL Shop. NYPD.com. We giving out 65% off your purchase.
Woo!
65%, man. Go cop a jersey. Go cop anything you want to cop off the website. Use our link though that we put in the joint right now in the chat. Use that link. Get 65% off. The code is scored down there. Scored. Man, get anything off of them, man. Get your little wifey something, man. Copy your jersey, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All the Bills fans, man, holding it down, man. The Ravens is doing it. This is a good year for football, man. Represented with NFLshop.com. Use our link, 65% off. Use score for the code, man. Again, shout out to LB the Podfather, J Camp, our guy Rome down there, man. All my people in Miami and Boca. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, man. Want to make sure y'all cool. Be clear that storm surge ain't no punk.
It ain't.
Get out while you can and get safe and get the high grounds, man. We don't want any casualties, man.
We don't.
Again, material things can always be replaced. Life cannot. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, shout out to them. Since the Harvey's got no McDonald's.
Yeah. Shout out to Pusha for that one.
Yeah, shout out Push.
Yeah, that was a dope.
Yeah. We like
another
that.
Dope joint. Yeah.
But again, man, Wednesday night, we coming back tomorrow for 30 minutes real quick to give y'all some rap power rankings, man. We're going to rank the albums real quick. We're going to rank some rappers, man, of this year. We're going to come back for 30 minutes, man, 45 maybe. You know, tomorrow, man, tap in 9:30. We're going to give y'all some rap power rankings, man, on the album. We're going to talk a little hip-hop on Thursday night before the game or in between the game, 9:30 or so. Come in and tap in was real quick while some of the games going on. I think Miami's playing, man, so I'm going to definitely tap in after we get out, but we're going to do some power rankings tomorrow, man, and we definitely hitting y'all on Saturday too, pause. But again, any last words before we get out of here, Bebo?
Shout out to all of you guys, you know, and continue to support us, man. We definitely appreciate y'all, and stay safe and God bless once again.
Amen. Again, last words, man. Don't where you eat, man. We out.
Yeah. Peace.
I'd like to take this time to apologize. Absolutely nobody.
Let's go. World's Most Dangerous Podcast.
Bebo P's in the building. What's good?
It was going bar for bar. Shouts out to the fans, man.